Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
Hold one, Andre.
You're not good at this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon.
You just made the list.
Oh my God!
Sorry, no speak English.
Dummy. Goodbye and good night. Hold two, on bar.
It's still real to me, damn it!
Dummy.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
Hold three, Lamas covers, three-handle family grudunzel.
Mamma mia!
And now, Unchained.media presents the B Plus Podcast with your host, GregUnchained.
It's me, Austin! It was me all along, Austin!
Number 4, armbar.
I will never retire!
I still got 200 more. I got 200 more holes to list.
All right, fellow B Plus players, welcome to the B Plus Podcast. I'm your host, GregUnchained. Today is Saturday. You know what that means. It's time for the view from the WWE Universe. It's that episode of the week where we sit down and we watch 10 hours minimum of WWE content so you don't have to. You are welcome. This week, I actually watched about 2 hours, 3 hours maybe at a stretch of WWE content because, as a lot of you know, today is Red Dead Redemption Day. As I record this, it's Thursday. Just a little bit behind the curtain. Whoops, breaking the fourth wall. It's Thursday as we record this, and it's Red Dead Redemption Day. So I'm about 15-20 minutes away from going to the midnight launch to pick up Red Dead Redemption and become a cowboy for a week. You will still be getting podcasts because of the lovely B Plus players who are picking up some of my slack because I'm an asshole. C-Jaii, BigBoy Mikey, how are you guys?
I'm doing good. I don't feel like a cowboy, so I feel great.
Doing good here, and yet no cowboy love here, sorry.
I just want to be a cowboy, baby. That's a song, right? I feel like that's a song.
It is, but don't
Adam
give up
Cole
your day
probably
job.
sung it somewhere.
Adam Cole, baby. No, do neither of you play video games?
I play too many video games to count, and Red Dead Redemption is one of them, but I, at the moment, can't urge myself to spend $100 on a game where I'll wait till it drops to like 80,
Right.
and then
Right,
I'll spend like 20 years on it.
So I got that good deal because I spend so much time with wrestling. I'm like, I don't play video games. Like, I still have Kingdom Come Deliverance in there. I still haven't touched like the last half of the story. I got like halfway through it, then I got so busy with the launch of the podcast and everything, I haven't gotten around to finishing it.
Yeah.
And I figured, I was like, look, we've made it past the 100 episode milestone. I did this thing through flu where I lost my voice and I kept recording. I did it through a stomach bug where I had to keep pausing to go and, let's say, expel bodily fluids. And I kept recording, and I have not missed an episode for 100 plus episodes. This week, I'm missing my first episode, and it feels kind of strange. It feels really strange to be doing it, but I'm still editing it all and putting it all out. Like, I'm not taking a week off everything. I still have other jobs. I still have my family and all that. But I was smart because I don't have time to play video games. I don't care about the extra missions and stuff that you get. So, like, I was looking at it, and you can get the $100 one, which is like the normal game.
Yep.
You can get the 120, which has a couple of extra missions, or you can get the 150, which has the extra missions and the bonuses for the online content. And I'm like, I'm never going to use that stuff, so I'm just going to get the standard edition. So I went down to EB to check if they had any special deals, right? And I was able to trade in 2 games that I don't have time to play anymore. South Park Fractured But Whole. I still love that pun. And what was the other one? And Far Cry Primal, right? Which is like so old. I'm surprised it qualified. But I traded in those 2 games, and I got Red Dead Redemption 2 for $29.
Oh, wow.
Very good.
Yeah,
Very good.
and you know what that means? That's $130 that's being put to the side in my little B Plus flight fund to try to get me up to Sydney for PWA Fridays for the Babes on Friday the 7th of December. So I'm one step closer.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
sounds good.
One step closer. So, with all that said, I gotta leave soon. So, I wanted to talk about a couple of things, if you guys would humor me, if I can stick around for a little while and sort of talk about the things that I've seen,
Alright.
and then I'll leave you guys to run through everything else. How does that sound?
Yeah, I guess you can stay.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, it's very, very lovely of you guys to let me stick around to humor me. No, I guess the first thing I want to talk about is C-Jaii.
Yes.
Was me threatening to not be here enough to get you to watch Mae Young Classic this week?
It wasn't so much a threat, but yes, I did end up watching it because I was watching the finals. So I watched it this week.
Wow! Mikey, have you been listening to the show at all?
Yeah. Not really.
It's okay if you say no. We only have...
You know, you just work with us. It's nothing that you have to listen to us. You just work with us.
No, look, Mikey's not a WWE guy, and I respect that 100%.
I am a WWE guy. Like, I purchase enough of their fucking products outside the bloody company to maybe not as much as a $700 belt from bloody Super Showdown, but
Two $700
yeah,
belts.
exactly. But
I'm never going to live that down.
no.
You're insane.
But no. Look, no, I'm happy to be here. Happy to take some extra interest in WWE for the next couple of weeks. It'll be good.
Yeah, so Mikey, you watched Mae Young Classic, I assume. It's one of the ones that you actually do enjoy
definitely.
watching, right? Yeah.
I do, yeah.
Because you're not a sexist.
No,
See, because it's been a running joke for the last few weeks that C-Jaii, the truth is, of course, C-Jaii just doesn't have time. Like, we're talking about 10 hours a week of watching wrestling here.
Yeah.
But C-Jaii hasn't watched the Mae Young Classic since it started. And it's been a running joke here that he should go and participate in Crown Jewel. Because he hates women.
Wow.
But I'm glad that everyone has watched it, because everyone saw just how well our girl Rhea Ripley did in her match with Io Shirai. She didn't pick up the win. Io Shirai advances to the finals at Evolution. But how good was that match?
The entire show was amazing.
Well, welcome to the club.
Yeah.
But no, Rhea Ripley actually severely impressed me in this match. Like, I haven't seen many of these girls at all. I think Toni Storm I've seen like little bits here and there on YouTube. But Rhea Ripley impressed me. And to know that she's from Adelaide, like, we're taking over the world here from Australia. Like, we now have a singles champion, future women's tag team champions, and future women's champion.
Yeah, well, spoiler alert, she is the NXT UK Women's Champion.
Put her on Raw, mate. She'll take the championship there too.
She's actually been feuding with Becky Lynch on Twitter. Did you see this?
Oh, no, that's...
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm gonna chime in here. I have seen that, and to be honest, she may not win the Mae Young Classic, but she's definitely won. Let's just say, what's the right word? She has won the fanfare, because during this whole Mae Young Classic, and NXT UK, and that she has dominated her Twitter game, the social media game. She's taken a leaf out of like Ciampa's books and that. She's been killing it. She's on the lips of everyone, man. Like her name's getting very big, and like, yeah. She's fantastic though. I mean, I'm gonna say I'm more of a Toni Storm fan than I am a Rhea Ripley fan, but I've been in love with Toni Storm for years. So
Right. Well, I'm a Rhea Ripley fan because she's from Riot City, which is right around the corner.
Yeah, I know.
And I've seen her come out and whip the belt around Seth Rollins style. She She used to do the whole hardcore dance to the ring, kind of like what Tyler Black used to do. Yeah, it was amazing. But no, she has won the approval of The Office as well, which is a very important thing.
Yeah. Well, both girls. I mean, Toni Storm's our girl too. I know she was born in New Zealand, raised in Australia, but has had her entire career in the UK. But she builds herself from Gold Coast. So she's our girl too. So
not her entire career. She had some matches
but most of hers,
and stuff. Yeah,
most of it. I struggle a little bit because I'm still a little bit affected that I wish Tegan Nox was in the semi-finals. I still believe she.
Right.
I still believe.
Well,
she
that's the thing is, Tegan got injured in her match with Rhea Ripley, so Rhea Ripley wasn't even supposed to be there. And so for her and Io Shirai to get those Fight Forever chants Like, girl's doing a good job. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, Toni Storm did fantastic too. She picked up the W, so one of our girls made it to the finals with a win over the legendary and the VIP for the Mae Young Classic that you guys have to go back and watch her other matches. Mako Satomura.
Mate, I've been watching I've known of Satomura since like 1995, 96 when she was on WCW, man. She's a legend. She's literally like a year. Toni Storm would have been a year old when she debuted on WCW. Like, she's a legend, man. Like, she's kick-ass. But
this is why when some people say, and I mean, I've heard it said quite a lot, Madison Eagles is the best women's wrestler in the world. I hear it said quite a lot around Australia, and look, she's up there, but Mako Satomura probably edges her out, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, Madison's the best Australian.
Sorry, guys.
No, Madison's the best Australian wrestler of all time, but not the best in the world. No, God no.
I would like to argue that, but unfortunately Shazza McKenzie lost the bet for me, and so I can't argue it anymore. I just can't. But that's the Mae Young Classic, I guess. So now we've got the finals set. Io Shirai takes on Toni Storm at Evolution. Who do you guys have for the win for that one?
Yeah, let's take our girl Toni Storm.
See, I think Io Shirai's going to win.
Head and heart says Storm, because no offense, like there's no reason not to, but I just don't think they go with two Japanese in a row.
I guess, yeah, it's possible. They are very high on Toni Storm as well, so it's highly likely that Toni Storm wins. But I'm a huge Io Shirai fan, and I'm very excited about what she's going to do in NXT. So I'm pulling for Io Shirai. As much as I love Toni Storm, I think that her moment will come with NXT UK.
Oh yeah,
more than anything.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so before I go, the other couple of things that I did watch, I watched some highlights from Raw. And I wanted to touch on, before I go, some of the Crown Jewel controversy. So we heard that John Cena has refused to work the show and Daniel Bryan has refused to work the show. And WWE are allegedly scrambling to find a replacement venue that's not in Saudi Arabia. Tickets have not gone on sale in Saudi Arabia yet, so there could be some truth to this.
See, that's the thing as well. The place was 80% booked out when they halted sales. It wasn't so much that they've cancelled them, like stopped sales altogether. They've halted them.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Yeah,
right.
I've heard that.
And so, yeah, the question is, are they looking for a new venue? And supposedly we were meant to get an announcement about it today, but it never came. I've been refreshing the feed and I never saw it.
They announced Wednesday. Oh, wait, yeah, Wednesday. Today's Thursday. Yeah, all right. Breaking the fourth wall. Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah, it was supposed to be, Wednesday America, which is Thursday here, and nothing has come. So
maybe they have actually found something and they need to all of a sudden book a venue really quickly.
Yeah.
So by the time people hear this, there may be an update. Crown Jewel may have moved. If it hasn't, we here at the B Plus say #fuck Saudi Arabia, #cancel Crown Jewel, or of course #move Crown Jewel. If it was moved, I would actually probably watch it just to reward them for having moved
and
it.
Just to add another little speculation today, I don't know how legit it is. Rumors that Hulk Hogan's going to be making his return to the company at the Saudi Arabia event if it goes through. So that was.
So it's not it's actually not a rumor. Hulk Hogan has confirmed that he is indeed traveling with WWE to Saudi Arabia.
Has WWE confirmed that about Hogan? Hogan's a little bit crazy these days.
No, WWE haven't said it, but he said in an interview, "I'm really looking forward to this trip to Saudi Arabia with WWE." Which, I mean, look, if you're WWE, how fucking dumb do you have to be going to Saudi Arabia at the moment? You just gotta look. Okay, so it was always bad, but with all of the news going around because of the death of this journalist and the stuff that's happening, you're going to go there, and not only are you going to go there, but you're going to take the guy who got caught on tape saying what he said, and you're going to trot him out? No, we're not regressive. We're going to help progress the culture. Bring out the N-word guy. What?
Look,
what are you doing?
Look, to be fair, this is going to sound really controversial for this podcast. Hulk Hogan being there actually kind of sells me a little bit. You know me. You know me. I'm a Hulk. I will always be a Hulkamaniac. I don't give a shit. I don't like what he said, and I definitely don't condone anything that ever came out of his mouth. But I will always be a Hulkamaniac.
In Mikey's defense, my dear B Plus players, it wasn't it wasn't Hulk Hogan that said those things. You see, Hulk Hogan has a 9-inch python, right?
Pythons.
Hulk Hogan has a 9-inch dick. But no, Hulk Hogan has a 9-inch dick, but Terry Bollea does not. And it was not Hulk Hogan that said those things. It was Terry Bollea that said those things. So I can't even keep a straight face.
Exactly. No, but I don't know. The whole Crown Jewel thing's just a mess. Like, seriously, what do you do? I mean, like, why would you have not just made an official statement like 2 weeks ago when this all started? Just, I don't know. They've left it all in the dark. They're just, like, all these promos, we'll talk about it. Me and Corey can talk about it soon. Like, all these promos are just awkward because you don't know if it's actually going to go ahead or not. And it's just, I don't know. It's just...
Well, they don't have long to actually change it. I mean, it's supposed to be on the 2nd of November.
Yeah. So
they really don't have long to change it. They're, 7 days away from Crown Jewel. And they've, as we saw on Monday Night Raw, they've just changed the main event. The whole thing could still get cancelled.
Yeah, I don't think it'll cancel. I think they'll move it. The radio silence and the fact that they're saying, oh, coming up at Crown Jewel, but they're never saying in Riyadh. They're never saying in Saudi Arabia. Like, it's been a very obvious shift that where they're watching. I think what they've done, and this is purely speculation here, I think what they've done, and I've heard other people say the same thing too. I'm not the only one thinking this. I think they were hoping that good old Donald Trump would cancel it. Like, I imagine Vince is on the phone to Linda being like, talk to Trump. Just tell him that we really need him to make us cancel this because we have a contract and so he needs to make us cancel this. But Trump's just like, the Saudi Arabians, they're good people. I'm sure some of them are good people. And so, it's not happening. And Vince is like, God damn it, what do I do? What do I do? He's like looking at his watch, like looking at the calendar being like, do I use the morality clause? I don't know. So, because there's got to be something in the contract that will allow them to pull out if it's too hot, right? They're not stupid. They're going to have something in there that will allow them to pull out. And it's just a matter of if they're going to go ahead with John Cena and Daniel Bryan both threatening to not go to the show. It's possible that they're gonna move it.
Well, you've also got to watch as well. So you mentioned that the fact that there could be a clause in the contract. I remember back when I was watching wrestling in 2007 when they were supposed to do the Christmas in Afghanistan. Near Christmas, the war in Afghanistan skyrocketed and a lot of heavier artillery was being used. WWE physically cancelled the event. They cancelled an event back in 2007 due to similar situations.
Yeah, but the events weren't as high profile. Because, see, the thing is, too, what I guess I probably haven't been clear about this. I mean, the stuff with the death of Khashoggi was just the final straw. I was always on the fence about the Saudi Arabia stuff.
Yeah.
I bought the company line going into Greatest Royal Rumble where they're like, we're going to push for change, all that sort of stuff. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's see how this goes. I will always give you a chance the first time. Always. But when that show aired, and it was very clear, okay, so the Saudi prince is paying them. It's not just the Saudi prince being like, okay, we will allow entertainment in our country. And then WWE are like, let's take our money and let's go and let's sell tickets and see how we go. It's not. It's very much the Saudi prince is paying them lots and lots of money to come.
Yep.
And air propaganda. That's the issue. Is when it's clearly a thing that is paid for by the state and is there to try to make the state look better with lies and propaganda and bullshit. That's where it's like, okay, what the fuck are you doing? You've basically become the American arm of the Saudi propaganda league, which sounds like a really bad comic book series. and so it's at that point where I'm like, no, get the fuck out of there. Like, you shouldn't be doing this. But I think we've exhausted enough on the Crown Jewel situation.
Yeah, sure.
So let's get into what should have opened the show, but didn't work with the flow of what we had to talk about. It's probably the biggest news story of the week.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm talking, of course, about
Roman Reigns, the guy with the biggest pecs. Roman Reigns, the guy who has lots of sex. Roman Reigns.
Was that distasteful?
You went there?
Yeah. Was it distasteful?
Kinda.
No, I'm leaving it in. I'm leaving it in. I feel like anytime we talk about Roman Reigns, we have to play that song because that song is hilarious.
But the situation isn't.
It isn't.
No. The thing is, so Roman Reigns opened Raw, and in one of those rare moments where they lift the curtain and sort of let us into the real world for a second, he came out and he said, "Look, everything I tell you every week is bullshit. You know, about being a fighting champion, all that stuff. It's all bullshit. Like, that's Roman Reigns. I'm actually Joe, and I've been fighting leukemia for 11 years. Like, I beat it once and was in remission. I'm now in remission. It's come back, and I have to relinquish the Universal Championship," which you alluded to. Obviously, the match now at Crown Jewel has changed.
Yep.
But yeah, so it turns out that Roman Reigns is fighting leukemia for the second time, and it's heavy stuff. But like, we've got to talk about it.
We do.
No,
I'll
it
try
is.
not to cry.
It is. Look,
Yeah.
I've never. You know, we've talked about it a million times. I've never been a fan of the Roman character. I've always loved his family. And we should touch on even more tragic news. His uncle Samu, former head shrinker from the 90s. He also was diagnosed with, I think it was cancer today as well. So I got it wrong on the New Japan cast. Can I try it now? The Anawai family. Is that how you say it properly?
That's it. Got it.
Mate, they are a special family and have been in part of this business for 40, 50 years. You know, there have been some amazing talents in that family that have gone way too young, like Yoko and Rosie and all those sort of guys. But Roman, like, we make it sound like he's gone, but you know, I feel heavy because like, I've been so critical of his character, but you can't but help just being shit. No, exactly.
But it's not him
exactly.
we're critical of.
I know, exactly.
It's not him. It's the writing.
Exactly.
And we've
Exactly.
always hear about that.
I just
It's the
never
writing
hated
team.
his
It's not
character.
him.
Yeah.
And we've always, like, he's become one of the greatest performers that they have. And I'm not saying that because he's sick now. Like, I've said it before, that he puts on fantastic matches when he needs to, and when he wants to, and when it's called for. And it's just a matter of they're not using him correctly. It's got nothing to do with him. And the great thing is, when you look at wrestling Twitter, when you look at all the... I have not seen any... I've seen a few people complain about negativity, but I haven't actually personally seen any negativity, so I follow all the right people, apparently. It's been nothing but love. And he has said that it's been nothing but love. And the whole wrestling world, like, it's crossed company boundaries. We talked about it on the New Japan cast, because New Japan came out with a statement about it and everything. It's one of those things where it's united everyone in, like, look, at the end of the day, you're one of ours, you're a wrestler, you're an amazing person, and this sucks and shouldn't happen to anyone, and we're behind you, and we're sending all the positive vibes your way. Right. And that's the same stance that we have.
Right.
That's exactly right.
It's the only stance to have. Can I just share a story that I saw on Instagram, though? Someone who trained, I've forgotten the guy's name and I don't have it in front of me, but this is a wrestler who is relatively new, and he trained at Seth Rollins' Black and Brave Academy. And he's shared a story on Instagram. He's never met Roman Reigns, but at the close of training, he had 2 weeks until his first match, and he was desperately trying to find a pair of boots. He was broke. He'd spent all of his money to train. He'd obviously not been working because he'd been training, and when you train with Black and Brave, it's a full-time thing. So he had no money. He was looking for a pair of wrestling boots on the cheap. He asked Seth, like, "Hey, Seth, do you know anyone who might be selling a pair of boots on the cheap?" Right? And apparently Roman was, and Seth spoke to Roman, and Roman asked if the kid was a good brother, and Seth was like, "Yeah, he's a good brother." And he's like, "Okay, just tell him he can have them, as long as he does that favor for someone else in the future too. Just pay it forward." Right? Like, this is the kind of guy we're talking about. These are the stories that, honestly, WWE should have been telling if they wanted us to cheer this guy. But that's neither here nor there. Like, this is just an absolutely incredibly good person who does what he needs to do, and he's going to fight this thing, man. He'll be back. Best wishes to Roman Reigns.
That's the hard part for me, because a lot of people, like, I saw one Facebook post from someone earlier today, and I was like, oh my god, like, don't get this into people's heads. And they were like, maybe he'll be back for Royal Rumble, and it's like you got to remember, like, not a lot of people. The success
No.
rate of fighting leukemia on the second thing is so slim. He is one of the healthiest guys in the freaking world with this, so yes, he should be able to fight it. However, it's going to be 2 to 3 years minimum. Like with the chemo, he's going to lose all his muscle weight, all his mass weight. He's going to be a while until he even gets back into a ring to train again. It's going to be a long road back, and WWE is going to have a different feel to it over the next couple of years without him, because there's no full-time John Cena anymore. They haven't got that guy yet, and I mean they've come out. I've heard rumors today that they're going to put the rocket back onto Braun, which is cool. You got AJ on SmackDown leading the charge there, but it's Elias just turned face.
So as well. Yeah. So, which you guys will talk about in a second. Yeah. I got to go, guys. I got to go. But before I do, I just want to say that there is some good to come of this, and the best part that comes of this, I think, is we were worried after Big Show turned heel that the stable of Connor's Cure kids were not going to have a leader to help them overcome cancer, and now they do.
Oh my god.
Roman Reigns is going to take that stable, and I wasn't sure, to be honest, I wasn't sure if they could overcome cancer in their first feud on major television. But with Roman Reigns at the helm, I'm pretty confident in these kids.
Wow.
Did you really think I wouldn't go there, C-Jaii? Did you really think I wouldn't go there?
Oh, kind of. I was wrong.
Mate, I was ready to go there before I saw Seth Rollins crying. I was before the segment had ended, I was like, I can't wait to make that joke.
Oh, that hit me like seeing Seth cry. That's
what when Seth was crying. I broke at that point. But seriously, I'm 10 minutes late for my midnight launch, guys. So I'm going to let you guys talk about Raw, SmackDown, and everything else that happened in WWE this week. I am at GregUnchained on Twitter. See ya.
Go. See you later, cowboy.
All right. So it was good to be joined by Greg. Enjoy your game, mate. So yeah, with the news of Roman battling leukemia again, we here at the B Plus do wish him a speedy recovery. We hope that it doesn't hit him too hard, because as a lot of people know, it's definitely not something that's going to be pleasant.
You know, it does force WWE's hands a lot, and for me, this is part of the reason. So I've never. I should clarify, I was saying before that I wasn't a fan of his character and his booking and that. To be fair, he was booked fine. He was booked all that. What it was for me was everything around him, like every other story felt like it wasn't ever going to be a top-notch story because there was so much focus on Roman's story, especially on Raw.
Yeah.
And it's a time like this, as heavy as the situation is, the WWE is like, oh, hang on, we now don't have Roman for me, I'm saying at least minimum a year to 3 years, in my opinion.
Minimum.
But maybe never again. He might not ever be able to return. But, now that it's forced their hands to go, hey, we've got to get creative again. We've got to change up some stuff.
Yep. Things
are going to be a little bit different. I'm guaranteed now they're going to send a hell of a lot of money the Elite's way, especially someone like a Kenny or something. They're going to go ham on the independent scene and things are going to change because Roman was their number one, and then number two,
exactly right.
As good as AJ is, their number two. That the gap between number one, the gap between number one and two in terms of booking is huge in WWE. Yeah.
It is, yeah. And I think, yes, this does open the doors for Braun Strowman as well, but I actually think this opens a lot more doors for the Elite. We don't really talk about them much on this podcast because they're more Japan and Ring of Honor. I think, this would be a really good time for Kenny Omega to break the news and be like, all right, no, I've signed with WWE. Like, he would be the most over person since AJ's debut at the Royal Rumble.
I think for now, either they would have strap it on Braun, and I know there's a lot of controversy, and we'll talk about the next big story in a second when we get onto Raw. A lot of controversy.
Yeah.
Opinions split from a lot of different guys in the media to wrestlers and that about what happened at the end of Raw on the same show. And you know what? Do we jump into it?
Let's jump into it. Yeah, so the main event, we saw Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler defend the Raw Tag Team Championships against Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. With Dean and Seth surprisingly getting the win and becoming Tag Team Champions again. And then all of a sudden, Ambrose did the dirty on us.
Yeah.
Played on our emotions. Prick.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy to see. Like we've been expecting it. We've been expecting it for weeks. I thought it was going to happen in Melbourne. Should have happened in Melbourne, in my opinion. But yeah,
should have happened in Melbourne. It would have been a better spot.
Exactly.
Or at TLC in the winner takes all match.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great little storytelling with it, like the whole Rollins saying it's okay and all that sort of stuff as he was trying to regain his composure and that. Like it was cool little spots. Now we should touch on this. So that there is a lot of controversy about this. A lot of people feel that it was too soon. A lot of people said no. This, someone like a Roman would have 100% given his blessing to something that happened on a night. We say that there's going to be some people that are going to get a bit of a boost out of a very unfortunate situation. Ambrose and Rollins are going to be two of those guys, and Drew McIntyre is going to get it. I don't know what happens to Dolph. I think Dolph takes a step back. I don't think he's really main event material at the moment. I think McIntyre, Strowman, Ambrose, Rollins, and then maybe Elias. Those five will probably be the...
I can see Elias pushing into the mid-card and going for the Intercontinental Championship, but not main event status just yet.
No, not just yet. But, so, look, in my opinion, I still believe, yes, it should have happened a couple of weeks ago at Melbourne, maybe at TLC, like you said. But the personal side of me is like, okay, yes, I'm not a big fan of using heavy stories like this. I was never a fan of the way that they used Eddie's death. I was never a fan of the way they did, like the killing off the Vince McMahon character and then, all that sort. I've never been a big fan of using death or death stories like that other than The Undertaker, which is all kayfabe fun stuff in a way. But I've never been a big fan of them using heavy situations like this as immediate storybooks. But the business side of me would be like, you'd be fucking dumb not to take on it straight away. Capitalize on it. You had Entertainment Tonight, you had E! News, you had TMZ covering this, ESPN, they were all covering the Roman Reigns thing. So all eyes were on Raw.
Yep.
Like, oh my god. Yeah, so why not? Yeah, it was a perfect time. And to be fair, these are Roman's three best friends in the business are going to be at the top of the game. This is Ambrose and Rollins, his two best friends. It's like, hey, why not let my two best friends go out, tell a story? Maybe they not headline, but maybe, have a WrestleMania classic, Ambrose and Rollins, and at the end they hug it out for Roman's sake or something. I don't know. And then Strowman, who, breaking kayfabe, they showed that video of Roman leaving through the ropes and through the curtains, and one guy that gave him the biggest hug out of all of them was Strowman. He's one of Roman's best friends, off the camera, and again, he's going to be another guy that gets to the top due to an unfortunate circumstance. But
the only time I've ever seen anything like this, where a person's been pushed due to an incident or death, was Rey Mysterio back in 06. Like the 05-06 when Eddie passed. That's the only time I've ever seen someone get pushed because there's been something like this happen. And now we're seeing it again. It's really surreal for me. Like, it doesn't... I know we haven't lost Roman, but it feels like we've lost an entity in the wrestling world at the moment that was huge.
Oh, yeah.
And, yes, he'll probably still be doing press for a bit, maybe doing press and stuff, but I don't know. Like, it's just it's one of those moments that became extremely surreal. I guess just got to see what happens with the situation, really.
Yeah, that's it. Well, it was a heavy situation, but you want to break down the rest of Raw?
Yeah, so in the first opening match of the night, we saw Finn Balor taking on Bobby Lashley with Lio Rush at Lashley's side. I love Lio Rush, but oh my gosh, him on the mic during a match is the most annoying thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. I hate any live commentary through any sort of wrestling. The only event that I've ever been able to handle that was Wrestle Brunch on the Super Showdown weekend.
Yep.
I've been to a couple of promotions here in Sydney that do it, and God, it's annoying. I find it so unprofessional. It's just a little bit too annoying. But yeah, like, all power to Lio Rush. He's been a hell of a character for Bobby Lashley. I think it's so fun.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Finn chasing Lio Rush meme that's just gone viral. Have you seen it yet?
I haven't seen that yet. You've got to link me to it.
Go follow. Are you on Instagram?
Yep.
I follow you on Instagram. Of course I do. Go follow Lio Rush's Instagram page on the Sydney story. He's got about 30 of them, and there's Lio Rush running past the turnbuckle closest to like the Spanish announce table, and Finn Balor's just behind him, and it looks like it's like a white guy chasing a black guy type thing. And the memes have just gone out of control. But Lio Rush has put them all on his own Instagram story. Every time that someone sends it when he's been posting it, they are so funny.
That's great.
But back to the serious part of this. I love Lio Rush. The commentary stuff is a bit annoying, but I love Lio Rush being with Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, it's a good team. And of course, we saw Finn Balor getting the surprising victory with a roll-up over Bobby Lashley, and Lashley seemed furious.
Yeah, fair enough.
Don't blame him. After that, we had Sasha Banks with Natalya and Bayley versus Ruby Riott with the Riott Squad.
Yeah.
I didn't see why this match happened. No. I get they've got a match at Crown Jewel, but why? Like, come on.
Yeah. Is it?
Just another spot filler for this one?
I mean, they took quite a big 10 minutes out of the card for it, but I'm a massive Riott Squad fan. I get I'm a little bit over Sasha and Bayley. I'm glad that they're pushed down the card a little bit these days, but I love the Riott Squad. Anytime the Riott Squad are on, Ruby Riott is she's awesome.
Yeah. Well, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love them all, but
it's filler.
Yeah, I don't know. This just seemed too forced. Maybe they're trying to lead to that Women's Tag Team Championship announcement. There's been rumors that WWE were handing out pieces of paper for people to hold saying, we want Women's Tag Championships. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but apparently they were getting handed out as this match was happening.
Maybe they announced it at Evolution.
So, potentially, you never know. They could have been planting the seeds. So with this match, we saw Ruby Riott go over the top and beating Sasha Banks, which is good. So we saw our girls go over. And then after that, we had Nostalgia, where we have the D-Generation X music. Oh, that was just... That was gold for me. It's been too long since I've heard that.
Love the DX music. Love the little promo from Taker and Kane in the graveyard. Very vintage. I loved it all. I just still find it a little bit awkward. Like, all four of them tell stories like nearly hardly anyone in the roster can these days. These four guys are legends. Do I want to see them keep wrestling at this age? Part of me says no. Triple H, yes, he could go full-time whenever he wanted. He's still that fit. The other three, I'm happy for them to be characters and be around, but sometimes they don't wrestle. But there's a little bit of awkwardness for me with this because, like we said at the start about the whole Crown Jewel thing, it's just, I don't know if it's actually going to go ahead in a week's time or like, they're not mentioning anything to do with Saudi Arabia or they're not mentioning, it's just like kind of like a random Raw promo without sort of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's really strange to see that these four guys they were our childhood.
Oh yeah.
To be honest, I think these guys shouldn't face each other at Crown Jewel. I think it should have waited till a WrestleMania or something big where they could have actually used this as their final match for the four of them.
Do you know what I would have preferred? So, okay, they had the Super Showdown. I would have loved for them to do 3 parts, right? 1 at Super Showdown, Survivor Series, do a 5-man team. The 2 legends pick 3 guys to be with them, right? Like 3 guys each. Can you imagine like Undertaker and Kane picking someone like a Bray Wyatt or a Luke Harper or someone like that? That would suit them, but like they're younger guys and they'll get a little bit of a push on this. DX bring in like 3 like I don't know like a Jeff Hardy or something that kind of matches what they were, and then at WrestleMania one last.
Yep, one last time for all of them. This is where I feel the fantasy booking for us comes into play. It could have been DX and either the club, so AJ, Gallows, and Anderson, or DX and the Undisputed Era. Yeah. Just one of those. I don't know, just
or even
playing the ball.
Imagine how much they lost a little bit of steam, but imagine Brothers of Destruction with Sanity. Imagine them giving Sanity a bit of a push. Or DX in the New Day. Or I don't know. But
there's too many good options. So after that, we get a couple of promos that Paul Heyman, who you can tell has been bawling his eyes out, comes out to say that Roman Reigns was truly the guy. And there's no other one like him. Where everyone's now 100% in agree with him. And then he goes to the hyping Crown Jewel, saying that Braun does not compare to Brock Lesnar at all, which, in a sense, I kind of agree with him. Brock is his own little entity. He is his own little machine. But that's just was a quick little rundown for Paul Heyman. And then you get the Claymore out of nowhere. Drew lays out Braun Strowman, and that sort of puts something into that feud a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely... are we going to... Oh, no, it'll be next week. I was going to say we'll preview Crown Jewel officially.
Yeah, next week.
But for me, 100% Strowman is winning the title. Crown Jewel.
Oh, yeah.
And I imagine Roman to be one of the first ones on the phone to him to say congratulations. But then I expect the first title match feud is going to be Strowman versus McIntyre. And I can't wait for that.
Oh, yeah. If it's not that, everyone's going to be severely disappointed.
Oh, yeah. It will be because Lesnar's not coming back. It's just a one-off for a massive big payday for Brocky from the Saudi Prince. Yeah. But yeah, it's going to resolve in 2 full-timers for the title, which I'm excited for.
That's what everyone's excited for, 2 full-timers.
Yeah. But McIntyre is, in my opinion, so when he first came in, nearly 15 years ago, probably about 10 years ago now, when he first debuted on SmackDown as the Chosen One.
Yep.
I still believe he's the Chosen One. He went out, he did what Cody did, but in a different way. He didn't go do all this show-off stuff. Like, as much as I love Cody and the Elite, Drew didn't do the whole show-off thing. He didn't create fancy shirts or go to the big companies. He went home to Scotland to ICW, worked at Defiant, worked at Evolve a little bit in the US, but he went home and rebuilt his character, rebuilt his frame, rebuilt his energy, and he's come back into WWE just a whole total different beast, but he's still the Chosen One. He's got the looks. I've got all the confidence in the world to say that. He's a handsome bloody man. He can promo, and he can move. He can move better than most big men I've ever seen him in wrestling. I think he's a full package, and as Strowman, heel Strowman, face Strowman, I love Strowman. He's just. If you told me 4 years ago that this is where Strowman was going to be, I would have laughed at you.
Mate, if anyone said 4 years ago that a Rosebud was going to be main eventing for the Universal Championship, I'm pretty sure everyone would have laughed at you.
Oh, exactly. Like, that guy...
But, yeah.
When he debuted with the Wyatt family, he was so green. Like, it was...
Oh, yes.
It was awkward to watch. I was like,
bad.
This is bad. Come on, guys. But, yeah.
But look what he's done now. He's built like a tank and just main eventing shows now. But, so, with the rest of Raw, we have a quick Elias segment getting interrupted by Apollo. Elias has all of a sudden a match on Monday Night Raw, which is unheard of. He picks up the win. And then straight after an ad break, we get another Elias segment. And he gets interrupted again. Eventually Sunday, he'll play an actual show. One day.
Yeah, I feel it's going to happen.
Yeah, maybe. But then, gets interrupted by Corbin, and Corbin just lays him out saying, get off my stage, cuts his mic, cuts his guitar, and next thing you know, Corbin eats a guitar over the back from Elias. So we saw the face turn there, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that. Now, I've missed a couple of things. I'm not going to lie, sometimes I can drift away from Raw a bit. Is Apollo Crews heel? Is he just aggressive, or what's going on with him?
I don't know. He's kind of in that grey area where he's not a heel, but it doesn't seem like he's a face. So he's just in that weird spot.
He could do with a character shift because he's talented. He just needs a character shift. Yeah,
I think if they turned him heel, he would have to be that Yuha Nation style heel where he was ripping everyone apart.
I love that side of him.
After that, you get the contract signing for the WWE Evolution, which we'll touch on in a minute, where we have Nikki and Ronda try to sort of get into each other's head, and Nikki ends up slapping Ronda across the face. So no big issue there, apparently. And then you get Ember Moon getting over in a fatal 4-way over Nia Jax, Tamina, and Dana Brooke.
That's what I wanted to see on this Raw. I didn't want to see another 6-man tag or another member of Riot Squad versus another member of the Bailey Squad or whatever you want to call it. I liked like a fatal 4-way between the 4 women. Like I was like, that's different. I like that.
Yeah, I'll admit, it actually got me too. Like, it was kind of that moment where I was like, okay, it's not a tag team match, it's a fatal 4-way. Okay, we're going with this. It's not a Teddy Long moment.
And that got a minute 50.
Yeah.
That got a minute 50, and the other match got 10 minutes. But anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't the best time. Yeah. They could have done so much better. But And then we get a small backstage promo with Lita and Trish hyping Evolution again. Alicia Fox interferes and looks 7 foot tall.
Yeah.
And we get Mickey and Alicia jumping Trish and Lita, because reasons.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I couldn't understand why. I get that they're building to Evolution, but just leave it for Evolution.
Yeah, absolutely.
From there, you get the main event, which we spoke about earlier, which was half of S.H.I.E.L.D., what was S.H.I.E.L.D., now Ambrose versus Seth Rollins, winning the tag team titles.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was really... It was a roller coaster of weeks, really. From Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, huge episode of Raw for all the wrong reasons in a way, but I don't know what they do with the tag titles from here. Like, do they do the whole? Do they just drop it and we get it at like a little tournament for the tag titles?
I think what they might do is a similar thing to when The Miz and John Cena won the tag team championships, or when John Cena and Shawn Michaels won the championships. Where it was more, okay, these guys are feuding, but they're winning the championships. Similar to Sheamus and Cesaro, actually.
Yeah, okay.
Where these guys are feuding. Yeah, these guys are feuding, but they're the tag team champions, so they have to get along. And because they're both so good, no one can take the titles off each other. Like, no one can take the titles off them except each other. So maybe we'll get a match down the track where it's Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose for the tag team titles.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That could be cool. But yeah, that was Raw. A massive episode of Raw.
Yeah, definitely. Huge episode.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hey, Greg, curious question for you, man. Have you been shopping recently?
I have not.
Mate, well, I've got some good news for you. I know you're not a big fan of crowds, as most of us here at the B Plus aren't. Have you heard of Threadbox?
I have heard of Threadbox.
Man, then you would know how good they actually are. I mean, I just received my first crate, and holy moly, I'm amazed. Guys, if you're listening, go check out threadbox.com.au, and they have everything from hats to socks to shirts to pants. It's fantastic. With email to a personalized stylist and customizable crates, it's honestly one of the best things I've had. I don't know about you, Greg, but I really
Yeah,
enjoyed
no,
it.
I got a crate the other day, and they gave me new jeans, a couple of new shirts, and the cool thing is, one of the shirts I tried it on, and it was a little bit long for me, and I thought this accentuates how short I am in person, and so I sent them an email, and I was just like, hey. This shirt, I feel like it makes me look really short because I'm kind of short. And they were like, send it back. We'll give you something else next month, like an extra thing. So I'm going to send that shirt back. And then next month, they're going to send me out something else. And I said to them, I've got lots of shirts. And they were like, well, we'll send you some accessories. And that's how Threadbox do it. It's kind of fantastic.
See, how good's that? And with our special code, the B plus 15 at checkout, actually saves all our fans 15% at checkout on their first box. How cool is that?
Yeah, so head to threadbox.com.au today and use the code the B plus 15 to get your first box as soon as you can.
SmackDown Live, we get New Day starting off.
Yep.
So that was
The whole. Did you get a feeling just before we get stuck into the card? Did you get a little bit of a feeling that I know there's that rumors out there that Fox want to take SmackDown a little bit more seriously when they come on board?
Yep, I've seen that too.
Yeah. Did you get a little bit of a feeling on this SmackDown that there already was sort of like a note of that? Like there was a little bit more, I don't know, there was something a little bit more...
It was different.
There's something a little bit different to it, yeah. And I had a different feel, and I was like,
Yeah, I got
okay.
that too, yeah. It was more...
Yeah.
There were less segments, more matches, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
And it was just all that. It was just a better vibe this week for SmackDown.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get New Day starting the show off, calling out the Bar, and the Bar keep tricking about who's going to answer the challenge, and it turns out to be Big Show. So we get Big Show versus Kofi Kingston. For some reason, Big Show is in this feud now.
Yeah. Don't know where this came from. Is Big Show, I think Big Show's just here for Crown Jewel, right? Like, just so he has a spot on Crown Jewel.
Yeah, I think so too. I think what it was is, yeah, like you said, Crown Jewel, because they couldn't get him into the World Cup.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think because
yeah.
for Crown Jewel, the Prince is wanting every single big name that he can get, and WWE are going to give them every big name they can. So they're going to rely on the Big Show. They're going to rely on all these guys as come back. Yeah, exactly. And then after that, Survivor Series will probably be built around the full-time roster. I don't think many of the part-timers will be there for Survivor Series. Maybe one or two will hang about just to get some star power in, because Roman's going to be absent.
Yeah.
But I don't mind a Big Show being with a Bar. Like,
it gives it a bit of a twist.
Gives a bit of a twist. Like, I don't really want to ever see Big Show wearing a kilt or anything, but...
Please don't.
But yeah, poor Kofi had a rough night. He 3 consecutive choke slams.
Yeah. Poor bloke.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course we saw Big Show going over, pinning Kofi Kingston.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no, sorry. Let me rephrase that. He didn't pin out Kofi Kingston.
Just defeated,
the match ended in like a DQ call-off sort of situation, because even though Kofi and Big Show never got touched, because the other 4 got in the ring, that causes DQs.
Yeah, it's really, for me, when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's no result. But a couple of websites have all said a Big Show defeated Kofi. It's like, to me, that was a no result.
Maybe the ref stopped it as a TKO.
Potentially.
But you never know. We get the Usos versus the team of Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles.
Yeah.
And the Usos pick up the win again over 2 World Champions.
Yeah. I love this story.
This is going to be a big morale boost.
Yeah. And not only is it, the night after their cousin was out telling the world about his fight with cancer and that, which would have been a lot to them. But they did this last week before that even came out. So, look, I love this because, this is what used to happen back in the 90s. Like, I'm an old school guy. I'm never going to stop referencing it. But back in the 90s, you'd have, HBK and Diesel as the IC and tag heavyweight champion going up against the tag champions. And the tag champions would pick up the victory due to, 1 or 2 little bits and things that it's not a 100% clean victory, but, it's... And it makes that tag team look so strong. The Usos look so strong with this. I love it.
Yeah, I reckon if they weren't feuding, that would be a great tag team.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, you get a little backstage segment of Brian calling AJ a liar, mocking his Pinocchio and 2 sweet symbols.
Yeah.
It was just, those guys are great on promos.
Oh yeah.
And then we see Rusev finally get his revenge on Aiden English and just beat the ballistic out of him.
Yeah.
Well, it was a good, quick little match.
Yeah. I love this Rusev. I love this version of Rusev, like a face, but really aggressive. I like it.
Yeah, I like I like how they do that, where they get the face who is severely aggressive and he's kind of like, you know what, I'm just gonna do what it takes me to get the win.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, so do I. Big time.
And then you get Rey Mysterio on Miz TV. How Ray was putting it, he was severely disappointed because he thought he was booked on Truth TV.
Yes. Yes. I like this.
So Truth TV got a shout out.
Yeah. And then Miz was going to sue him, right?
Yeah, it's fantastic. But yeah, no, we've just found out that Miz TV is just a dusty old talk show.
Yep.
And then that leads into Miz versus Rey Mysterio, which in a sense we could get a Greatest Royal Rumble anyway.
Yeah.
But we see Rey Mysterio going over, defeating the Miz. So maybe that's a sign to come. Maybe we'll see Rey beat Miz at Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I feel Ray's going to probably. I think Ray's going to go far in the tournament.
Yeah, definitely.
They're going to put a lot.
I reckon it'll come down to that dream match of John Cena versus Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, the one that we haven't had since what? CM Punk SummerSlam. No, it was the Monday Night Raw. The only time I've ever seen Cena versus Ray was the night that Ray won the title. It was when CM Punk abandoned the title. Ray won it, but then Cena beat him by the end of the night. I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that. That was back in 2010.
And I was so filthy at Cena that I'm like, are you kidding? Like, we couldn't just get Ray having one night.
Could have given Ray at least a week.
Yeah, exactly. I'm keen for Ray's run. I think they're going to push Ray big with.
I think so too.
With this thing. I think he's going to have a big WrestleMania role.
I hope so.
Yeah.
And then we have all the SmackDown ladies come out, do some sort of brawl looking thing.
Yeah.
For reasons. And then for the final match of the night, we get Randy versus Jeff Hardy again.
Yes. I'm a little bit over this feud. I love Randy and I love Jeff, but a little bit over this feud.
Oh, yeah. I have here in my notes, Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy, ... Again. Randy Orton defeated Jeff Hardy, ... Again. It's been in my threads for like 3-4 weeks. But yeah, other than SmackDown was kind of boring this week. It had a different feel. It was just
it was a little bit different. Yeah,
it just didn't feel like it. There were so many recaps of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah,
like the crown jewel for DX versus Brothers of Destruction and the Roman Reigns scenario. It's just so many recaps.
Yeah, but yeah, that was SmackDown.
I'm going to 205 Live because it is recorded directly after SmackDown Live.
Yeah.
We see Mike Kanellis make his official 205 Live debut against Lince Dorado.
Yeah. Just a quick little note, this is the 100th episode of 205 Live too, by the way. Crazy milestone. It's,
yeah.
I don't know, originally when it first came out, I didn't think it was going to last this long. What happened with the whole Raw thing, I predicted and did end up happening. I knew Vince was going to get very bored of the Cruiserweights on Raw very quickly. I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
But I just love... If Triple H probably wasn't in the company, I don't think we would have 205 Live. But 205 Live just became so fun. I know we had some dark days with the whole Enzo thing and all that, but I think 205 Live is at its peak at the moment.
Yeah. I don't think we need to discuss Enzo, but
ever again.
Ever. Yeah, 205, 100 episodes. Congratulations, guys. I can't wait to see the next 100 because we know it's going to hit it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So in the opening match, we see Mike Kanellis defeating Lince Dorado in his debut match.
Yep.
And then Dave Maverick, of course, announced that. Sorry, I do that every week. Drake Maverick announces that there's going to be a number one contenders match next week.
Yeah.
However, wasn't the Fatal 5-Way last week the number one contenders match?
That was my thought, and I think that was Tony Nese's thought.
Yeah, to me, that was... I'm 80% sure that they announced that as a number one contenders match.
Yeah. Right.
Hang on, let me bring up my notes from last week.
Was it a number one contenders match, or was it to get into the number one contenders match? But then why would Maverick announce the number one?
Do you know what? I actually don't have it written here. I have no idea.
Well, there we go.
Maybe it was to get into the number one contenders match because Tony Nese was just announced in it. So
yeah, it'd be interesting to see that matchup. We'll tell you the next entrant in a minute, but after that we had the Drew Gulak and Jack Gallagher little incident with Akira Tozawa and Brian Kendrick coming out for the save. I don't know if I like face Brian Kendrick. I've never really liked him as a face. He's just a perfect heel.
Yeah, he is. That must have been a really quick segment because I don't even have that in my notes.
Yeah, it was a very quick little thing.
That shows how much attention I pay on that little thing at the moment.
Yeah, but no, I'm not a big fan of Brian Kendrick being face. Come on, 205 abort. Brian Kendrick is is a great heel. He's like the Miz. When they announced the Miz was turning face a couple of years ago, I was like, no. I know that a face turn here and there is not bad for people, but there's just some people that just should never turn face, and yeah, Brian Kendrick's one of them. But let's move along to that hell of a freaking match, right? Like,
yeah, this match right here. I don't know if you pay much attention to the podcast, but Greg and I do this thing where we have a segment of the week or match of the week, and for me, this was it.
I would have to agree. Match of the. I'm going to have to say segment of the week is unfortunately the unfortunate segment. However, match of the week, Ali Itami.
Yeah, this was incredible.
Itami's, like, he's been forgotten about a lot, and it saddens me. Like, I'm a massive Japanese mark, and I've watched Kenta for 10, 15 years. Yeah. Kenta is in, like, I've been starting to do a lot of lists lately, and I have been doing a top 100 Japanese guys, Japanese wrestlers of all time list, and Kenta's in my top 15 or top 20 of all time Japanese wrestlers. And he's sitting here on 205 Live, not getting forgotten because obviously he's having great matches.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, forget about him, and we get, Shinsuke and all that are bigger Japanese stars and all the girls, which they deserve it. But Itami gets a little bit forgotten about because of his injuries and all that. But God, he's good. And Ali's a freak. He's so fun to watch. And spoiler alert, Ali wins this match and setting up a one-on-one with Nese next week for the title shot at Murphy. Yeah, should be good.
Who do you take for this match, man?
I'm gonna go with Nese for something a little bit different.
Nese?
Yeah.
I'd like to see Tony Nese. I'd like to see Tony Nese go for it.
Yeah.
As much as I think Buddy Murphy needs to hold it for 400 years, I think that Nese will go for it.
Yeah, definitely. But that was a really good episode of 205 Live for their 100th episode, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And then we jump on to what did Triple H and Shawn Michaels say? That the X means something a little bit different these days. And they're both also running that.
Yes.
NXT. Do we start over the pond or do we start in Orlando?
Start over the pond. I didn't actually get to see NXT UK, so if you want to go with a quick rundown of that one.
Yeah, I'll run down some results. So this week they had a few NXT in-ring UK debuts. So NXT UK is just slowly building some characters to show the world, whether it's guys that have already been in NXT, like Tyler Bate, Dakota Kai, Noam Dar, who used to be on 205 Live. They're sort of highlighting them as we go along, like they do in NXT. They're highlighting them one by one just to get the crowd used to it. So first up, we had a match between Ligero and a guy called Wildboar Mike Hitchman. Fantastic match. Ligero is going to be loved from this WWE universe. He's got a very Rey Mysterio side to him, but just a very independent version of Rey Mysterio. He's an English guy that wears a Mexican mask. He wears the British colours on his mask. He's one of those hometown heroes that I think everyone's going to fall in love with very quickly. Yeah, he defeated Mike Hitchman, another veteran who's been around for nearly 10 years himself. A fantastic match. Then, so we've got a little bit of video package on both Dakota Kai, who Greg may be a full-on Rhea Ripley guy because he's from Adelaide, but Dakota Kai is one of the best talents in all of NXT, in my opinion, in women's division.
Oh, definitely. She's
fantastic. A PWA girl, MTW girl. We do love our Dakota Kai.
Yep.
She had her debut match on NXT UK, taking on Killer Kelly.
Yep.
Yes, she defeated her in a quick 4-minute match with her sunset flip, inverted backstabber. Yeah, both fantastic talents. What else do we get? We've got Zach Gibson. Have you heard of Zach Gibson? Have you watched
I have.
He's fantastic. He is the UK version of The Miz. As soon as he opens his mouth, you just want to boo him, believing he's the UK's number one. He's going to be Pete Dunne's first kind of major challenge since NXT UK's come on board. Got a little bit of a backstage segment with Travis Banks on mic, just doing a little bit of a backstage interview. So keen to get Travis Banks in action. The WWE Universe are going to fall in love with him. If you love Daniel Bryan, you're going to love Travis Banks. Travis Banks is just I call him this, and I actually called it to him to his face, and he was very humble about it. I called him the Kiwi Dragon, because Daniel Bryan used to be the American Dragon, and he was like, "Oh, really?" I was like, "Yeah, man." I was like, "You're pretty much a spitting image of Daniel Bryan, just as ugly." No.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Then we had a match between Ashton Smith and Tucker, both incredible talents. Ashton Smith got the victory here. Then we had an awesome main event match between Tyler Bate and Wolfgang. So these are the two of the guys. Obviously, everyone knows who Tyler Bate is, but these two were both part of the original UK tournament. Wolfgang was in the final four, I believe. I can't remember if Tyler Bate was the one that eliminated him from the tournament, but we got the big Scottish Wolfgang versus the ever-exciting, handsome, young 21-year-old Tyler Bate. That still throws me. 21 years old. It's just scary. But
he's younger than us, mate.
Mate, he's 12 years younger than me. Hey, what the hell? It's scary. Like, it's right, this guy he's so good, man. Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. They're going to make it to main event WWE, but
they have to.
Yeah. So Tyler Bate got the victory here over Wolfgang in a solid 10-minute match. Really good match.
Cool.
Yeah, it's just NXT UK is hitting all the right notes. I was a little bit worried about how they were going to do this, how they were going to introduce so much more talent to the NXT universe. I mean, NXT, as we jump into it in a minute, has already got such a deep roster from NXT to the PC. Now that they're adding another whole 30-man roster over in NXT UK, but I love how they're still giving the NXT UK guys the ability to go work within the rest of UK. They're still doing the Defiance. They're still doing Progress. They're still doing Rev Pro. And I love that. That's how I want NXT to be in America. And they're doing it a lot more because I should have mentioned this with Ali's match. Mustafa Ali's been announced for an Evolve match against a guy called Darby Allin. I think it's next weekend or 2 weeks away. I love when they
that's at Progress 115, isn't it?
Evolve Fit 115. Yes. Yeah. I love when they send it. I think Adam Cole did a couple of months ago.
Yep. Dream's done
it. I like it. I like Triple H creating that old NWA territory type thing. Yeah.
Yeah, he's building the bridges. That's what he's doing.
Exactly. But yeah, that was another fantastic episode of NXT UK. Let's take a flight over to Orlando and look at the real NXT. It's the real NXT. The OG NXT.
OG?
Yeah. What a cool episode of NXT this was, hey?
Oh, this episode was actually, I liked it. I really enjoyed it. We had the show open with Undisputed Era, claiming they are at 100%. They are NXT now. That's what they're saying. And then EC3 of all people comes out. Like, I would have thought that this would have been, like, could have been like Alistair Black, could have been Dream, could have been anyone else. But EC3? Like, he had nothing to do with Undisputed Era, really.
No. EC3 is the type of guy that I feel should be in Undisputed Era, but anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but EC3 got the victory over Adam Cole. Yeah.
Yeah, which was surprising.
Yeah. I think this might have been Adam Cole's first technical loss on
It's
TV.
WWE. Anything can happen.
Is this Adam Cole's
Pardon?
first loss on TV? Not on pay-per-view, but on TV?
Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll have to double check that. I'm not too sure.
Yeah. But I was surprised he got the. I mean, he got the win, but he didn't really win because, well, he got beaten to a pulp
Yeah.
by the end of it. But yeah,
Yep. But so, yeah, we had Undisputed Era then beat the hell out of EC3. But this is EC3's way of getting into War Games. That's how I'm seeing it.
Exactly.
They're getting him into War Games now. Then Maya Yim makes her debut against Aaliyah.
Yeah.
And wow, I was impressed.
Yeah, Maya Yim she's amazing. Have you seen much of Maya Yim?
No, I haven't. No,
Yeah,
I really didn't see much until they announced that she was signed. I was like, oh, who is this person? I kind of Googled it a little bit.
Yeah.
But wow.
Yeah. Yeah. She's a freak. She's a bit of a vet. I mean, she's only 29. She's still young. But she's been going for 10 years, I think, already.
Yeah. Well, that's what the commentators were saying. She's been going around for over 10 years already.
Yeah. She's 10 years, nearly 50,000 promotions. She was known as Jade on the independent scene. If people don't know her as Mia Yim, they might know her as Jade. She's had some fantastic matches over years. She actually was part of a fatal 4-way against our own Charlie Evans at Shimmer earlier this year. She's fantastic, but I'm so glad to see her debut. Poor Aaliyah, who's always the debut opponent, but she's getting better, Aaliyah. Do you remember when Aaliyah first debuted?
Yeah, so she was,
much about Aaliyah?
yeah, she was like so green out of the PC, and she's progressed really, really well.
Yeah, I really hope they give her some love. She was on that Breaking Ground show. Do you remember like the NXT Breaking Ground show that they had like Baron Corbin, American Alpha? And she was part of that, and she's the only one really since then, other than ZZ, but that's another whole story. That never, that never really hasn't really succeeded from there. Like the rest of that crew have.
Yeah. She will.
Yeah.
I reckon it's because she was so young. It took her a little bit longer to learn.
Yeah.
But yeah, like she's done amazing well.
Yeah.
So I can see it going far.
Yeah, absolutely. What do we have next? Oh, we had the Cassius Ono and Justin Xavier match.
Yeah, it was a quick job out for him. As we see, you have Cassius Ono making quick work of what could have been just a named jobber. Really, like this was incredible. Knocking him out real quick. Of course, this is all building to a special debut that's coming next week on NXT.
Exactly right. And do we want to announce that? Because it is official.
Do it.
Let's
hear it.
Matt. Fucking my bro, Matt Riddle. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. With the buzz about Matt Riddle and everyone was talking about him, like, oh, who is this guy? Yeah, I'm actually excited. He's like, he's going to be really, really good for NXT.
Oh yeah, I got to finally see Matt Riddle live in March at World Series Wrestling.
Nice.
Across the road from your bloody house, mate. Yeah, he had a match against Slacks from Melbourne, and holy shit, he is so fucking like he's pro. Like he makes it look clean. Like he's going to probably even look cleaner than someone like Cassius Ono, and that's crazy because Ono is a bloody veteran and he's been around for nearly 20 years. But Riddle is just clean. Everything he does just looks so professional. I think the WWE Universe, I didn't originally think that the WWE Universe would fall in love with Riddle. I think they might find him a little bit too douchey in that, like a little bit too Enzo-ish. God, 2 Enzo references. Right. That's ridiculous.
This is bad.
I know. But I think I just had a fear that they might think Riddle's a bit Enzo-ish, but he's not. He's the opposite. He's a very humble but also aggressive dude, and
Yeah.
I think the younger audience might actually fall in love with him, and I think he might actually be really popular. Just because he's got that swag.
Yeah, you know what I'm getting from this though, with this whole King of Bro vibes? You remember when Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder initially broke up, and then Zack Ryder went on this bro fest, where everyone was his bro.
Yeah.
And he got super over by himself. I can see Matt Riddle doing this too.
Yeah. And he'll kick ass doing it.
Oh yeah, he'll back it up.
Yeah. And his no shoes, people get ready for no shoes. He hardly even wore shoes in his little Triple H photo op.
Yeah, I don't understand how you can do this with no shoes, but Rusev's done it for a bit. I don't know. I'd just be worried about people treading on my toes.
Oh, hell yeah. But I guess, when you live inside an octagon for, 10 years, you're probably used to it. But anyway.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And then we get to the main segment of the entire week.
Oh, yeah.
Where we have William Regal's about to announce the number 1 contender for the NXT Championship. Dream comes out and says, should be me. Lars Sullivan comes out for like 10 seconds. Doesn't even make the ring before Aleister Black makes his return. Yeah.
Can I just say, I love the way that he stormed through the backstage arena, like the backstage part.
Yeah.
And just kicked off, like done a spin kick to everybody. Oh, I love that.
I really like that.
And just that spin kick to Sullivan when he jumps in and just like spin kicks him. I'm like, geez, he just like killed everyone on the way. I just loved it.
Yeah, that black mass when it connected with Lars's chin, I was like, all right, well, it looks like Lars Sullivan's out for another 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause that kick looked like it connected, and that would hurt.
Oh yeah.
But then of course he grabs what Greg and I like to call William Regal, grabs Professor Regal around the neck, holds his collar, and says, where is he? Of course, we're alluding to the fact that Johnny Gargano was the man who attacked Aleister Black.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I read the result to this last week, and I somewhat hinted to it to Greg last week on the podcast, but Johnny Gargano, of all people, I did not see that coming.
No. Just another arc in this whole Gargano Ciampa story. This is still part of it. Like, people think, it's over. No, it's still part of it. Now, so they started off as a face tag team. They've had their rivalry. Now that Gargano's going to go back into, is going to be a heel. And a lot of people might not expect Gargano to be a good heel because he's always usually been a very good face.
Yeah.
He's a very popular guy, but he's had some very good heel stories on the indie scenes, and I expect him to kill this as a heel guy, but I'm so excited to see where this story goes because, it's just another arc in this whole Gargano Ciampa story. Like, this is nearly a year and a half story now. Longer.
Just about a year and a half, I think.
Yeah. I don't know when it's time for Gargano and Ciampa to come up to the main roster. They surely deserve it.
Yeah.
Gargano could be the king of 205 for sure.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Even not around SmackDown. But I don't really want to see them come up because this story that they're telling is just beautiful. It's so old school. It's such a lengthy story with other pieces involved, different heel turns, different face turns, and God, they tell beautiful stories in NXT.
You know what this reminds me of, actually? It reminds me of the whole the 2003-2004 rivalry between Triple H and Shawn Michaels, where they were best friends, and then all of a sudden they're feuding over the main title.
Yep.
Like that's the vibe that I'm getting in this, and it makes me really, really enjoy NXT. But yeah, there's still no announcement for who the NXT number 1 contender is. So I guess we might find out next week? Maybe?
Well, yeah, because I have I'm not 100% sure, but I'm guessing with War Games, I don't know there'd be much of a title match. I think a lot of it will be. I'm guessing the champions are going to be involved in the War Games match, but
You see, I feel where this could be interesting is we could have it as a fatal 4-way inside those cages. Have Dream, Ciampa, Gargano, and Black.
yeah, that could be huge. Fatal 5 it with Lars, if he's not dead.
With who?
Have a Fatal 5 with Lars in there if he's not dead.
Oh, yeah, good point. Yep. So this does open the doors to a lot of possibilities. I guess we just see what happens with NXT.
Yeah, I'm loving NXT at the moment. Both brands, both the UK and US, it's so fun at the moment. Triple H and that team of down there of Michaels and Sarah Del Rey and Bloom and that. God, they tell good stories.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But shall we preview Evolution before we go?
Well, you certainly should. Unfortunately, Greg, you missed out because you wanted to be a cowboy. So let's run down WWE Evolution.
Yeah, I'll actually be.
I am actually here,
Whoa,
fellas.
Oh,
the surprise return.
Yeah, I've been listening in for a while, sitting here going, you guys are at an hour and a half. You need a producer, my friends.
Yeah, we do, mate. This is what happens when the boss takes time off.
Yeah. Well, my game is in the disc tray. It is installing, so I am here to preview Evolution, and then let's take it home.
Right. That's gonna be installing for about 2 days, buddy. I've seen the file size.
89 gigabytes.
Mate, you will not be playing at midnight. You will be playing 3 days after midnight.
I'm going to edit this. And my projected playtime is 4 a.m. So
wow.
As soon as this finishes, as soon as we wrap up here, I'm going to edit, and then I'm going to go ahead and hope that it's there. If it's not there, I've also still got Mayhem Pro Episode 1 just launched online, and I've got a couple of matches left from Wrestle Rampage's Ground Zero. So I got stuff to get me through the night until it's ready. And even if it's not ready until 6 a.m., man, I've got caffeine tablets, I've got coffee, I'm good to go, good brothers. I'm ready for this.
All right.
So
This isn't my first rodeo.
all right, let's smash it out. So Sunday night, in the US, 28th of October, Monday for us. Yeah, live from New York City. Should be good. I'm actually excited for this. I know some build has been interesting, but I'm actually really excited for this.
Yeah, Evolution is the only thing that is going to pull me away from Red Dead Redemption, other than obviously editing the podcast you guys send to me. Evolution is the only thing pulling me away this week, so I'm very excited for it.
Yeah.
Well, let's start with the Battle Royal. A host of names have been announced, current and
Which
Legends.
is a bit of a joke, isn't it?
Yeah, current and Legends Battle Royal. Interesting names, Alicia Fox, Alundra Blaze is in this Battle Royal, which is crazy. Peyton Royce, Billy Kay.
Oh, Kelly, can we not forget her?
Oh, sorry, yes. She's been in it. Barbie Blank, good old Barbie Blank. Lana.
Molly Holly,
yes.
Guys, who do we think is going to be the surprise entrant?
Ooh, I don't know.
Gail Kim.
Yeah?
Just because she's been so vocal that she won't be there. She's working us, brother.
Think it's all the way?
Yeah, you could be right there, actually. But...
No, you know who it is?
Who?
You know who it is? Eva Marie.
You know what? If it is, I will physically turn the TV off.
Man, I've accidentally had 2 Enzo references. Now that's a third. Eva Marie and Enzo are the same people. Oh, God.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Eva Marie comes back. She wins the Battle Royal. Nikki Bella beats Ronda Rousey. And we start a 5-month build to WrestleMania. Eva Marie, Nikki Bella, main eventing. First ever women's main event of a WrestleMania.
Go back to your cowboy game.
Yeah, mate, go retire now. That was sad.
That's my fantasy booking. Nikki Van Blair would appreciate it.
At least someone will, mate.
You can fantasy about Eva Marie on Pornhub or something, mate.
Oh, come on, buddy. That's not called for.
Okay, so...
No.
That is not called for.
I was going to say, I think if a few NXT UK and regular NXT girls might come into this Battle Royal too. Like, the Dakotas, and
Yep.
so some of the girls that were in the I'll go
Lacey
call it the
Evans?
Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Yeah, Lacey Evans, those sort of girls. I think they might make a part in this. But I don't know who a big name surprise
You know,
is.
Indy Hartwell's in America at the moment. That would be impressive.
Pun. Good pun. That would be cool. I'm going to... Winner, though, I think...
I don't know, but all I know is that this is lazy. The Battle Royale's lazy, and, I mean, they have a Women's Royal Rumble in 2 months' time, so why are they doing this? It's just an excuse to get everyone on the show, when really this should just be a story-driven, amazing show, and unfortunately it's not.
Yeah.
So.
Does the winner of this one actually get their trophy this time?
I don't know, Naomi never got a title shot or a trophy from the last one, so...
Yep, rigged.
Yeah.
I'm going to say either Nia Jax or Asuka wins this.
You know what? I'm going out of the blue, and I'm going Carmella.
Okay.
Carmella's a good choice. I back Mella. I back Mella hard, but I don't think she's ready to get back in the title picture. So I'm going to say, I'm going to go with Asuka as well.
I'm going to go with Nia Jax. So we go Greg with Asuka. I'll go with Nia Jax. C-Jaii with Camilla. There we go.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Following that, you've got the most ridiculous match on the entire card: Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Natalya versus the Riot Squad. Unless this is going to introduce the Women's Tag Team Championship match, I really don't care about this match.
Disappointing that there's no Tag Team Championship yet, but, you know...
Mind you, Greg, I don't know if you were listening earlier, but there are rumors that WWE have been handing out flyers at the event, handing it out during the Sasha Banks and Ruby Riott match. We want Women's Tag Championships. That's what was on the paper. Now we're handing it out. It's very weird. So, potentially they're leading to it.
Yeah, I called it before, with CJ before. I said that I have a feeling that maybe Steph will introduce it on the night.
You can't do something like that and then just give it a random match. You have to have a tournament. You have to...
Oh, yeah. No.
Nah, I can't see it happening.
No, I can see it. I can see the announcement. I didn't say this match is going to be for it, but I have a feeling...
Yeah, they might announce it on the date and then have a tag team tournament style, like maybe even a tag league style situation to take the place of the Mae Young Classic for that hour on WWE Network for the next couple months. And then you could, if you did it as a tag league, you could lead that up until probably Royal Rumble and then have them crowned there.
Or push it and go to Mania.
That'd be a big push.
But then again, you could also you could introduce NXT women at that stage too.
Yeah, exactly. So, I'm going to go with I'm going to go with the upset. I'm going to go
tag team of Io Shirai and Kairi Sane. Whew.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Right.
And I'm going to go with the Riot Squad for the upset on this. I know they're going to give Bayley and Sasha their moment, but I'm going to go with the Riot Squad.
I want Liv to pin Bayley.
Yep.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm pulling for our girls, the Iconics, obviously.
What? You have a stroke?
No, you heard me. I'm pulling for our girls, the Iconics. That's how much I care about this match.
Okay,
right?
okay.
I'm on to the next.
That's in
they're in the Battle Royal. So, this whole card is like I'm excited for the show because it's an amazing show, like in concept. But I'm really worried about the delivery.
Yeah,
I got to be honest with you boys, because it's I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest with you, for that match, I just don't care.
All right,
similar to the Battle Royal.
All right, then
let's move on.
Let's talk about the match that I don't care about: Trish Stratus and Lita versus Alexa Bliss and Mickey James.
Yeah, I'm pulling for the Iconics.
Yeah.
Go Eva Marie.
This is actually probably not going to be Alexa Bliss and Mickey James. Alexa has not been cleared for this match yet.
I thought Mickey James said that Alexa was cleared.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen reports say that she still hasn't been, but from what they showed on Raw, if it's not Alexa, it's going to be Alicia.
Yeah.
Alicia Fox will step in Alexa's thing, which whoever it is, Lita and Trish are going over.
Yeah.
Or we could have them get attacked backstage and replace them with the Iconics, and I'm pulling for the Iconics.
All right.
I just want Billie Kay and Peyton Royce to win every match on this card.
Well, then why didn't you pick them for the Battle Royal?
Well, because they're actually in that match, so that would just make too much sense.
Alright, then if you're going to pick them, who do you pick out of Toni Storm and Io Shirai?
We already talked about that earlier.
That's true.
I think Io Shirai would win. I would like to see Tony Storm win. But
I'll go
yeah.
with Storm.
Then we have the singles match for the NXT Women's Championship. We have Kairi Sane defending against Shayna Baszler.
Right, so you guys both know that my style, like Shayna Baszler, speaks to my heart. She has a new T-shirt as well, which is fantastic. It says "Submission Magician." I love it. But I think they've been building up their heels on NXT with lots of wins on the heel side of the roster. So I think it's pretty clear that Kairi Sane's going to retain.
Yeah. Oh, there's two options for the Battle Royal. Thinking of Shayna, do you reckon the other two 4 horsewomen could appear in the Battle Royal? Jasmine Duke and Marina.
That's possible, actually.
That's very possible.
Set up a 4 horsewomen thing.
Oh man, imagine something like that, like Jessamine Duke winning the Battle Royal in her debut, and then using it to cash in, saying she wants to, and then beating Kairi Sane when Shayna Baszler couldn't. Whew. Imagine that story.
Which one is
that would
Roddy's
require
wife?
Vince to know anything about wrestling.
Which one's you can edit this out later. Which one is Roddy's wife? Is it Jasmine or Marina?
Marina.
Okay, she's the one that's more like pro wrestling ready, right?
I don't know. They're both doing the NXT house show circuit.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. They'll both be in it for sure. Then. All right. They'll both be on the card somehow, in my opinion. But I'm going to stick with Kairi.
Could corner for Shayna.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with Kairi winning. Kairi winning that. Then what else we have? Oh, we got the SmackDown Women's Title match,
which should main event it.
Yes, it should.
Hopefully, this main events.
Last
and
woman
Becky
standing.
Retains.
Yeah, Becky retains, but last woman's.
Do you reckon they go? Do you reckon they try to go 76 minutes to break the world record that was set by Mercedes Martinez and Tessa Blanchard in Rise?
No, I don't think they can.
No, but I actually have a fear that they're going to put the title back on Charlotte, being the Evolution pay-per-view. I'm scared that they're going to.
Probably.
See, yeah, Charlotte's my pick.
If it closes the show, Charlotte will have to win because they want the big baby face holding the belt up. You know?
Plus, it gives perfect
quote unquote baby face.
Yeah. Plus, it gives perfect lead for Charlotte to hold the title, Ronda to hold the title going into Mania, and have champion versus champion.
Oh, they're not going to do They're not going to do that yet. I don't think.
They'll do Charlotte. They'll do Charlotte Ronda at WrestleMania, and it's going to main event.
No, I think they're holding it for the next one.
Oh, do you reckon now that Roman's out? I think they go with it. I think they light up with Ronda.
But doing brand versus brand? I don't know.
No,
it only makes sense to me if they're on the same show.
Not brand versus brand. Charlotte can win the Rumble and challenge Rousey for the Raw one.
Or vice versa.
Or vice versa, yeah.
Yeah.
I see Ronda losing... Sorry. The next match, Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella. I see Ronda losing the title to Nikki and winning the Rumble.
No, Ronda's gonna win. There's no way Nikki loses. There's no way Nikki wins that match, not as a heel.
This is maybe where Jasmine and Marina debut. Maybe it looks like the Bellas are about to win, and maybe the other two girls come out and save Ronda, and maybe we get the Bellas versus Jasmine and Marina or something like that. But
yeah, it'd be a massive clustermuck if that happened though. Cause, I guess we're in the era where heels and faces don't matter. You cheer heel, blah 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 blah. But if Ronda needs backup, she's all of a sudden not a baby. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. But I think Ronda walks out champion.
You know, if Ronda does end up getting backup, the only person that I can think of doing it properly would be Shayna Baszler.
Yeah. Well, it'd be all 4 of them.
Yeah.
All 3. Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Look.
So I guess
solid
that
card.
Is, decent card, decent matches. And
it's just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate that so much energy and effort has been put into Crown Jewel, and Evolution has taken a back seat, and it's just disgusting. It's terrible. This could be so much more than it is at the moment, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. I agree with that. I still think they might actually throw a NXT UK Women's Title match. I think Rhea Ripley should get on this card somehow, as they get someone like a Dakota Kai or something.
Battle Royal.
I think we discussed this on This Month in BritRes. There is a number 1 contender. I haven't looked at the spoilers, but apparently there is a number 1 contender for the UK Women's Championship, and I think they're going to film it before the show airs. similar to how they do at NXT takeovers, and then they do an episode of NXT. I think they're going to film it and air it on NXT UK, because at the moment, in terms of TV lore, we don't know who the NXT UK Women's Champion is. They haven't even started that tournament. We're a couple of months behind the real life, so I don't think it'll be live on the pay-per-view.
Interesting.
I think it'll be a pre-show match that's makes it to air in 3 months' time.
Yeah, good
But
point.
I'll actually be watching this
But
live.
that does it for WWE this week, as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's been a big week.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys sort of, picking up the slack where I've been getting things ready and everything and putting everything in place, and Mikey wanted to have a go round before next week. Next week, you guys are completely on your own. I mean, I might jump on, do the intro, and let you guys take it from there, but that does it for the view from the WWE this week. Thank you so much, C-Jaii. Thank you so much, Michael. Where can people... Sorry, Big Boy. Why did I call you Michael? Because I've got Maggle looking at me on the fucking screen.
It worked.
So, Michael Cole, thanks for joining us. No, where can people find you? We'll start with C-Jaii. Where can people find you?
Guys, you can find me at Facebook at C-Jaii's World and on Instagram at C-Jaii's_World.
And Big Boy.
And you can find me at Wrestling on Twitter. No, sorry. You can find me at BigBoy_EST86 on Twitter.
And you can find me in Blackwater or New Paraiso, robbing trains, robbing banks, at the saloon. Do not at me this week. I'm gone. It's not happening. I'm being a cowboy, baby. I am at GregUnchained on Twitter, the GregUnchained on Instagram. We collectively are the B Plus Wrestling on Twitter because wrestling... Wait, the rest... B Plus Wrestle on Twitter because wrestling wouldn't fit. B Plus Wrestling everywhere else. Like, share, subscribe. Give us a 5-star review if you feel so inclined. And thank you so much for listening.
Muggle.
Hold one! Arm drag!
You're not doing this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon.
You just made the list!
Sorry, no speak English.
Dummy! Goodbye and good night! Hold two! Arm bar!
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
It's still real to me, damn it! Coming! Hold three! The moss covered!